Hello and welcome. In this video we will learn how to create and use discussions in Canvas. Discussions are a powerful way to build interaction, support deeper thinking, and create a sense of community in a course. They allow students to share ideas, reflect on what they are learning, and respond to the perspectives of others. Discussions can be used in online courses, hybrid teaching, or face-to-face classes. In this video, we will look at how to create a discussion, how to set the most important options, and how to design discussions that encourage meaningful participation. First, open the discussion area. Here you can see all discussion topics in your course, although here you can only see this one. To create a new discussion, click Add Discussion. If Canvas asks whether you want to allow threaded discussions, it is usually a good idea to enable them. Threaded discussions allow students to reply directly to each other's posts and help organize the conversation. Start by giving the discussion a clear title. For example, this one. I'm addressing this to you mentors. Below the title is the rich content editor. Then you should write the prompt, which explains what students should discuss about. For example, this. Here I am explaining what they should do. I will post this to this Canvas course so you can later on read it. So this is, I think, a pretty good example of opening a discussion. It is important to clearly tell students what you expect in their responses. A well-designed discussion usually includes 3 parts. First, a short introduction explaining the activity. Second, the discussion question or prompt. And third, the clear instructions about how students should participate. For example, students might be asked to write their own response, read their classmates' posts, and reply to at least 2 other students. Clear instructions help improve the quality of discussion posts and reduce confusion. Below the discussion, you will find several discussion options. One important option is threaded replies. Usually it's enabled, so only if you have a very good reason, check the disallow threaded replies, otherwise just leave it as it is. Another option is also important, graded discussions. So if you click here, you can down here see how many points, for example, one can get from participating in this discussion. Canvas also includes additional options such as peer review. Here, as default, it is off, but you can use assign manually or automatically assign. The options assign manually and automatically assign determine how students are matched to review each other's work. Automatically assign means that Canvas distributes peer reviews automatically. So Canvas selects which students will review which submissions. You can choose how many peer reviews each student should complete. The system tries to distribute reviews as evenly as possible. Assign manually. When you choose Assign manually, the teacher selects exactly who reviews whose work. Canvas also allows you to create group discussions. In a group discussion, students discuss the topic in smaller groups instead of the whole class. This can make discussions easier to manage and give students more opportunities to participate. Canvas allows teachers to organize students into groups so they can collaborate, discuss, and even complete group assignments. To manage groups efficiently, Canvas uses something called group sets. So when you click here and go to People page, you can here see Add a group set. I will give a name for that group set. Let's say, for example, for 1. We can allow self-sign up, but also leave it as it is, and then I will create groups later. Save. So now I have one group set for Form 1 students. But then I will create smaller groups where the small team of students are inside the course. Students in the same group can work together on group assignments, have their own group discussions, and share files and pages. So now I will create group. I will give it a name, for example, Tarangire. I can put a limit to the number of members, for example, to 6, and then I will save this. Now there is one group. Of course, I can create more groups and do the same thing here. But in this course, we only have 2 students, Evanti and Aino. But just to show you how to manually assign the groups for each student. So I can just drag from here. Now both Evanti and Aino are in Serengeti group. When creating a discussion, you can also set the due date. The due date is the deadline for completing the discussion activity. Canvas also provides additional scheduling options. For example, available from determines when students can first access the discussion, and until determines when the discussion closes. Many teachers use only the due date, but these settings can help control when the discussion opens and closes. When your discussion is ready, click Save or Save and Publish. It is often a good idea to save first, review the discussion, and publish it only when you are sure everything looks correct. So now I will save it. I can read it. Okay, for me it looks okay, so now I will publish it. Just click on this little circle here. Now it's published. What the discussion looks like for students. So once it's published, students can open the discussion, and let's view a student. So now I can see the discussion, and then I can also reply to write my response. here is my response for the questions. So I will now reply as a student. And then another student could reply to my response. Of course, now it will look like it was again the test student, but in this case it should be another student. So he or she would reply, "I agree with your explanation," and blah blah blah, and reply. So soon there will be this threaded discussion. Discussions can be used in many ways. The most common type is the text discussion, where students write responses and reply to classmates. You can also make discussions more interactive. For example, students might record a short video response or upload a poster, image, or presentation and receive feedback from classmates. These formats encourage creativity and collaboration. The instructor also plays an important role in discussions. Teachers can reply to students' posts, ask follow-up questions, guide the conversation, and acknowledge student ideas. A helpful strategy is to participate early in the discussion to model good responses. After that, the teacher can step back and allow students to continue the conversation.